Have you ever wondered what people would say about you at your own funeral? For Lena Maros, this wasn't just a morbid thought, it was the first step of her elaborate revenge. Standing at the back of the church, hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat and dark sunglasses, she watched the three people she once trusted most in the world put on a show. Her husband, Evan, his face a mask of grief, delivered a heartfelt eulogy. Her sister, Maribel, sobbed into a handkerchief. And her business partner, Caleb, stood by them, a pillar of support. But Lena knew the truth. She saw the shared knowing glances between them, the slight smirks they couldn't quite hide. They thought they had gotten away with it. They thought Lena was gone, along with the secrets of their betrayal. They were wrong. The car accident had been their masterpiece. A tampered brake line, a remote mountain road, a fiery crash. It was supposed to be the perfect crime. The news reported the tragic death of the brilliant tech CEO, Lena Maros. The world mourned. But what they didn't know was that Lena had been one step ahead. For months, she had felt a growing unease. Money disappearing from company accounts, strange whispers between her husband and sister, hushed phone calls Caleb would end the moment she walked into a room. Her instincts screamed that something was wrong, so she started digging. She installed hidden cameras and audio recorders in her home and office. The evidence she uncovered was more devastating than she could have ever imagined. Evan and Maribel were having an affair, and together with Caleb, they were systematically embezzling millions from her company, planning to seize control after her death. Armed with this horrifying knowledge, Lena knew she couldn't just go to the police. They were clever, and they would have covered their tracks. She needed to expose them in a way they could never escape. So she set her own plan in motion. The night of the planned accident, she wasn't in the car. Instead, she was miles away, watching a live feed from a hidden camera as her car was remotely driven off the cliff. She had used a decoy, a mannequin dressed in her clothes. It was risky, but it worked. The world believed she was dead, and the conspirators celebrated their victory in private, their greed and relief captured on Lena's secret recordings. Now, a week later, the day of the will reading had arrived. The air in the lawyer's office was thick with anticipation. Evan, Maribel, and Caleb sat together, their feigned sadness barely concealing their smug excitement. They were about to inherit a fortune. The lawyer, Mr. Abernathy, a longtime friend of Lena's family, began to read the will. He started with a few minor bequests to distant relatives and charities. Evan shifted impatiently in his seat. Finally, the lawyer reached the main inheritance. He cleared his throat and read, "To my beloved husband Evan, my dear sister Maribel, and my trusted partner Caleb, I leave a special screening." Confusion flickered across their faces. What did that mean? Mr. Abernathy pressed a button on a remote, and the large screen on the wall came to life. The first clip showed Evan and Maribel in a passionate embrace in Lena's own living room, whispering about how much better life would be once Lena was out of the picture. Maribel's face went pale. The next clip showed Caleb on the phone, detailing his plan to cook the books and siphon funds into offshore accounts. Caleb's jaw dropped. Clip after clip played, each one more damning than the last. Their secret meetings, their conversations about the tampered brakes, their gleeful celebration after the news of her death. Their faces contorted with horror and disbelief as their entire scheme was laid bare. Evan lunged for the remote, but it was too late. The final clip began to play. It was a video of Lena looking directly into the camera. She smiled a cold, triumphant smile. "Surprise," she said, her voice echoing through the silent room. "You thought you could get rid of me? You underestimated me." "You always did." Just as the video ended, the office doors swung open. But it wasn't the police who entered. It was Lena Maros herself, alive and well, dressed in a sharp power suit. She looked at the three of them, their faces a mixture of terror and utter shock. "Going somewhere?" she asked calmly. Evan stammered, Maribel started to cry hysterically, and Caleb just stared, speechless. "It's all over," Lena said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Every piece of evidence, every recording, has been sent to the authorities. They're waiting for you outside." As if on cue, police officers entered the room. The trio didn't resist as they were handcuffed and led away, their dreams of wealth and freedom turning to ash. Lena watched them go, feeling not sadness, but a profound sense of closure. She had lost everything she thought was important, her sister, her company. But in doing so, she had found something far more valuable, her own strength. She walked out of the lawyer's office and into the sunlight, ready to start a new life. A life built not on lies and betrayal, but on truth and resilience. Her story was a reminder that sometimes you have to die a little to truly start living. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next one.